What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is Wednesday, which of course means it's time for another Western New York Wednesday here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today once again comes from the Southern Tier Brewing Company, and they're out of Lakewood, New York. And this is their Cherry Crush. So they're calling this one a session sour ale that is brewed with tart cherries and lactose. Comes in at 4% alcohol by volume, 12 IBUs at the time of review. This can is approximately 7 weeks old. So back in the summer, I reviewed their Mango Crush, and it was pretty good. I think I gave it like a 3.75. It wasn't amazing or anything, but it was a nice summer crusher. So when I saw this one, I was like, all right, pretty much the same base, because that one was also 4% and 12 IBUs. And instead of mangoes, they're using tart cherries. So yeah, sounds pretty good. I can't wait to get into it. Now it says seasonal on here, and it's crazy that this would be a seasonal in the middle of winter, but yet here we are. I think this one will be much better in the spring and summertime, but whatever. I'm going to review it and hopefully enjoy it. Let's give it a pour here. Ooh, so definitely can tell that they're using cherries in here, but I was thinking it might be a little bit darker, although it has a nice pinkish color to it. So we'll just throw this over here like that. All right, so yeah, that has a really nice, like, rosé look to it, like a rosé wine or something. It has like orange kind of tints to it, but definitely has like a light pink kind of look to it, quite filtered. About a finger of this bright white, creamy colored looking head. Actually looks like a really nice beer, so let's get a nose on it. So I think I mentioned the Mango Crush that I think like the base is like a Berliner Weiss or something similar, because it kind of smells like a base Berliner Weiss, getting like a slight weedy component to it, graininess. Really not picking up on the lactose, and I don't think I did on the Mango Crush either. And it has a really nice fruity essence to the beer, but I couldn't tell you necessarily cherries. Like, it just has a generic, I would say like more of like a berry, like a raspberry type of nose to it. It smells like it's going to be tart, slightly acidic, not crazy sweet. Yeah, it smells pretty good, but I can't tell you exactly that there's cherries in here. Not really picking up on the lactose. I think it's like a base Berliner Weiss, but it smells like it's going to be refreshing, kind of like the Mango Crush. So let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Pretty tasty, pretty tasty. Definitely has a nice firm tartness to it. Super refreshing and crushable. Right off the get-go, I can tell you I could crush a ton of these at 4%. You should be able to, but all right. So body on this one, 4%, higher side of light body, pretty much what you expect. The mouthfeel with the Mango Crush, there's lactose in it. With this one, there's lactose. It has a nice crisp, effervescent, like really spritzy carbonation. And then there's a slight soft, smooth, and almost creamy sensation that I'm picking up as well. It has to be the lactose, but this one is really crisp and effervescent, more so than the Mango Crush. So body and mouthfeel, kind of what I expected from this beer. The taste, I am getting a slight tart cherry juice essence right up front on the beginning of the palate. That kind of subsides and dissipates as it passes through the palate. More of that weedy, like almost Berliner Weiss type of base hits the middle of the palate. There's a nice firm tartness that hits, slightly acidic, carries on through the back of the palate, and it finishes semi to full on dry. It has a nice dryness on the back end. Also mixing in with like a slight, there's like a decent residual sweetness, but also a nice dryness. Like it's fighting. It's like a, we'll just say semi-dry finish, because that's pretty much what a semi-dry finish is. No bitters to speak of. Yeah, it's super crushable. It has nice light fruity flavors from the tart cherries. The only thing I don't get in this one, and I also didn't really pick up on the Mango Crush, was the lactose. The lactose doesn't seem to be playing a huge role here. Maybe a little bit from the sweetness perspective, but it's not really helping out the mouthfeel too much in this one. I think it did so more in the Mango Crush. And this one just drinks of more like a crisp, effervescent summer crusher. That's pretty much what I'm getting from this one. I really do dig it, though. I mean, it's super easy to drink. It's fruity enough that I think in the summertime, like if you want a fruity, just really crisp beer to kind of drink at a barbecue or poolside or whatever, going to the beach, this would be for you, especially since it's in 12-ounce cans. And the price point we'll talk about in a second, I think, is pretty good for this one too. So I think I like this a little bit more than the Mango Crush, but then in general, I like cherries and even tart cherries more than mangoes, or at the very least similar, but I think I prefer cherries to a certain degree, especially in beer. So I'm going to give Cherry Crush From Southern Tier, I'm going to give it a straight 3.75 out of 5. Pretty much a similar rating. I might have went a little lower with Mango Crush, maybe like 3.7, 3.65, something like that. But for the most part, I think this is a summer crusher that was released in the middle of winter, which is weird. Price and availability. Wherever you see Southern Tier, you probably see this one, so good availability. Price point, $9.99 a six-pack. I picked this one up, though, in a mix of sixer at Wegmans, so I paid like $1.83 for the can, so a little bit more for this individual can. But if you want to get a six-pack of this, I think it's $9.99 in my area. Might even be cheaper in yours, maybe a little bit more expensive, but for less than $2 a can, for something that has tart cherries in it and lactose, summer crusher, well-made. Yeah, it's 4%, but that's the whole point of this beer, is to be a lower ABV drinking beer that you could crush a ton of. I mean, you could, again, bring this to a barbecue or you know, the beach or whatever and take on a six-pack of it. You won't get all hammered. You'll just get a little buzz on, but you will be very refreshed. At least I am. So yeah, 4%, again, it's 4% beer. You can't really even tell there's alcohol in here. So I think they did a pretty good job with Cherry Crush, 3.75 out of 5. If you had this one before, let me know what you think about it. I don't think there's probably a lot of people drinking a beer like this in the middle of winter, but you know what? I don't discriminate when it comes to styles. I'll drink beers like this in the middle of winter. I'll drink 15% Imperial Stouts in the middle of summer. So maybe there are other people out there like me that would totally enjoy this in the middle of winter, because I am, and it's like 15 degrees outside. So having a good time. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another Western New York Wednesday. Check next week. I don't know what beer I'm doing next week, but every Wednesday there's Western New York Wednesdays, and usually review a beer from the Western New York area, and that's just how it goes. I appreciate everybody stopping by. To the next one, cheers.